This is Adventure for Life. I'm Joel. Welcome to day 24 of the Grenadier 15,000 plus cross countries trek. We spent the night in Timmins, Ontario last night. So if you look down there, if you can see that sign, we'll blow it up. It says 144 kilometers to Timmins. So we've driven whatever that is, 80, 90 miles so far this morning. It says welcome to Ontario, open for business. And then down this way we have the Bonjour Quebec. Now in the US we would say Quebec, but they say Quebec because they like to speak French. And there's Abitibi West. Not exactly sure what that is. Anyway, got to brush up on my French. Bonjour, merci, oui, oui, un, deux, trois, that kind of stuff. So we'll see what's going on here. It's a 9-hour drive today. By the way, we drove this, the last 60 miles have been on this road. And interestingly, here comes a truck, but the last 60 miles, we passed 2 motorcycles going the opposite direction and an RV. And nobody came up from behind us, and I didn't pull up on anybody. And of course, as soon as I'm telling you how desolate this road is, 3 vehicles go by, but amazingly desolate. I'm not kidding you, we drove 50 miles and passed a pair of motorcycles and an RV. And then pulled up here, and this guy obviously is doing some kind of work. Surveillance, routier, whatever that is. Anyway, we'll see what Montreal has to offer. Not Montreal, I'm sorry, Quebec. We are headed to Montreal and going to spend the night there tonight. But the province is Quebec. Okay, we've driven a little way into Quebec, and why am I stopping here? Well, I wanted to give you a flavor for how much they want to be French. So there's a stop sign. You notice it doesn't say stop. It says arrête. Now they've got the little housetop above the E. If I remember my French vowels, it's A, E, O, U. So I don't know how you pronounce the little housetop there, but they don't say stop, they say arrête. And when it comes to directions, you don't get north and south, you get nord and sud. I did notice, when we were out west, there were quite a few places where you would get the English, and then you would get French to the side or French below or whatever. But in Quebec, you get French. So first, a little update on the windshield. So I started with this crack, and then I got this star, then I got this star. And just about an hour or two ago, I got just the tiniest little rock hit right there, and within a few minutes had split all the way across there. So, we're going to say again that this windshield's a piece of junk, and something's going to have to be figured out there, because it's just the littlest things that are causing it to crack. So it's strange. We just ate at Le Royal Restaurant, which is nothing other than a roadside restaurant in this tiny little town that we have no idea what the name is. Anyway, it's just strange feeling like you're in France, but it being obvious that you're not in France because it doesn't look like France. And yet everybody's speaking French and everything's written in French, and there's very little English. Now I see the word pipeline up there, commercial pipeline, but very little English. So it's strange. The waitress in the restaurant did not appear to speak much English at all, which that's her prerogative. Obviously, we're in their place now, but just very interesting. By the way, I worked for Pratt & Whitney out of Canada for a couple of years. When I was in the working world, it was in the middle of my career, and the company that I worked for sold to Pratt & Whitney, so I didn't go to work for them. They bought the company I worked for, and I ended up, working for them for a couple of years. Spent some time in Montreal during that time because that's where their home base is. And so, I remember Montreal as being a very pretty city, fantastic food, and the people are nice. They certainly have plenty of confidence in themselves. But anyway, so we're heading on to Montreal now, and we'll see if there's anything else to show you. Okay, we're a little over halfway from Timmins, Ontario to Montreal, and for the most part, Quebec has looked like Ontario, which is good. I mean, it's really pretty. You can see there's been lots and lots and lots of lakes again, lots of rivers, lots of views like this one, and it's been enjoyable and pretty scenery. Again, have been very few places to pull out. So here's a spot here, it's not really a campground, but it's just a little pull-out spot, but picnic area, but very few places where you could get off the road. One thing, not trying to be negative, but the roads in Quebec have been horrible. Not all of them, but the majority of the roads have just been absolutely terrible. Obviously not as bad as in the Yukon and whatnot, but not great. So anyway, just thought I'd give you a little quick view of what this is like, and the area here. And again, it's very much like Ontario, and we'll see if there's anything else to show you down the road. Okay, we pulled over in the town of Pont Arthur Tourangeau and the river Gatineau. And since there was some little rapids here, I thought I'd film them. Looks nice. Some rocks. Little action with the water. I sure wouldn't want to do that since it's Olympics time. The kayakers probably want to do that kind of thing in the Olympics, but that'd be fun on a raft for sure. I'm not a kayaker, but that'd be fun on a raft. Anyway, here we are in whatever town that was I just now said. By the way, that fourth wind chill crack I got has gone almost all the way over the entire window, and I'm probably gonna show my ignorance here, but I'm guessing that is a 2-pane window, because I can feel the cracks on the outside. So I'm glad I did this. If you put your finger there, you can feel the cracks on the window. You cannot feel them on the inside, but that doesn't change anything. I mean, something's gonna have to be done about that glass, because it leaves a lot to be desired. All right, see you down the road. Okay, we made it to our hotel in Montreal. I wanted to show you two things. First, and I'm going to continue filming tomorrow. We may do some stuff in Montreal, and what I videoed today was fairly short, but I'm just going to show you the crack now. So if you can see it, starts there. This is where the original rock hit. Starts there and goes all the way to there. Second thing is 21,493 mileage. So again, I started at 64.59, I think. So I've passed the 15,000 mile point on this trip, and we'll see you tomorrow in Montreal.